Back in the day, long, long, long time ago, it was Dean Jackson and Joe Polish who always talked about this concept of like results in advance. In other words, how would you present an offer if you could only get paid after you delivered a result to somebody? And there's many different versions of that, and we experimented with that. And on our agency level, we have a performance kind of thing where, hey, if we don't hit a result, you don't pay, and that works great. But in the coaching slash consulting space that we're in, depending on how you have it set up, so I'll give you the story of how the idea was solidified, and then we could talk through, all of us here together, on how we might be able to implement this in different contexts and scenarios. But I remember I was in, where was I? I was either Dominican or Mexico or one of the Caribbean places there. I was walking towards the beach with my family, and there's a lady with a massage chair that's just kind of like right in front. And she's like, "You want a massage?" I'm like, "I don't really have time now, and I don't want to pay. Like, just leave me alone." And she goes, "No, no, free massage, 5 minutes." I'm like, "Oh, 5 minutes free. I could do that." And of course, I sit on this thing. And of course, it was the best bloody 5 minutes of my day. So, of course, I turned to her and like, darn it. Okay, well, when's your next availability for the actual 90-minute thing? And she's like, "Well, we could do it now or this and that, and the other." And I obviously signed up. And then I sent everybody in my group to like go get a free 5 minute massage. And like probably 60% of them ended up, paying the full pop for the massage. The case in point was, had she just come to me and say, "Book a 90-minute massage for however many $100 it was at our spa," I'd be like, I don't think so. But the element or the idea of the preview changed the game. Right. And it's almost like you wouldn't buy a car unless you test drove it first. Now, I've bought plenty of cars without ever test driving them, because that's like how certain people sell cars. But generally speaking, you wouldn't buy a house before you saw it, although that's happened sometimes in today's day and age. But generally, you wouldn't. Generally, you wouldn't buy a car unless you first test drove it. You wouldn't buy a piece of clothing, kind of, unless you have an idea of it. Now, there's exceptions to that rule, but I think the same can apply true for this. And I know my good friend Taki Moore used to. I mean, he's got an 18K mastermind, and they do this 4 times a year. And one of his marketing strategies was like, "Hey, it's on us. Just come out. Your first mastermind with us is on us. We'll cover all your costs. You just come out. It's a 3-day thing. You only get to be part of the first 2 days because the third one's for our clients only, and we have to respect their privacy on all that. But just come out and have an experience. It's on us, and we'll see where it goes." But the point of that was they were offering a preview. And obviously, when you're in the preview and you have that experience, it's going to be pretty hard being surrounded by other clients, being surrounded by you in your element, being surrounded by all that, and not necessarily moving forward. Right. And it doesn't cost you anything, right? Because you're just going to get them involved. So whether you have coaching calls and you invite them maybe to say, "Hey, before you get enrolled, why don't you just join a coaching call? See how you like it. See the experience." In Tim's case, why don't I just buy the first 4 weeks of our program for you? You have the experience. If you want to continue on the other 8, then we'll talk, right? Now, of course, this can't work for everybody in everybody's business. You got to think about how you can apply this to a certain degree. But the preview idea is great. This brought me to an email that Perry Belcher sent not too long ago, which I thought was pretty legendary. Browser. Why is my browser not showing now? There we go. So I used to be a part of War Room. So this went to all War Room candidates. So there's qualified people. You paid $35,000 to be a part of a mastermind. You're qualified, but just get this email. So it's, hey, he didn't even put my name, right? That's like, he didn't even mail merge my name into it, bloody hell. It's just, hey, so it's everybody who's been in War Room in the past. But he goes, "Hey, remember War Room? Those 13 years were some of the craziest of my life, especially Mexico, when you know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing, War Room's gone. And for the last 2 years, I've been part of something that many former War Roomers are saying are even better. It's called Driven. It's a lot like War Room, but a hell of a lot more fun. Now, I could tell you about how amazing Driven is, how it's packed with marketing materials and all ex-War Room people and how we're crushing it, but I won't. Instead, I'm going to do something way cooler. Watch this. I'm going to show you. See, Driven having its annual Mexico retreat and wherever it is, and I want you there as my VIP guest. Here's the deal. For $5K, you and a partner get a luxury suite, all expenses paid, airport, You get a yacht with a jet ski for 10 days, more fun than you ever had. You might be thinking, Perry, this sounds great, but what's the catch? Well, there isn't one. You just get to Cancun. We'll cover the rest. If you love Driven, great. Join us. He's being blunt about it, right? If not, no worries. You still get an epic vacation and we get to catch up. Win-win. Here's a kicker. Driven is sold out completely, but I've held 3 spots back. This is obviously complete bullshit, but it's marketing. Just for ex-war room folks like you, plus you'll get priority on the little guest waste list, blah, blah, blah. He adds a nice touch. Here's my cell, text it, which is obviously not his, but someone will follow up. That's it. Person gets you set up, but don't wait. These spots will go faster than tequila shots at a marketing conference. And trust me, I know how fast that is. Looking forward to seeing you in Mexico, Perry. We only do work for 2.5 days. The rest of the time, well, pure networking and fun, blah, 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 blah. So this is another great example of almost like a try before you buy. Obviously, these are $5,000 costs. To join Driven is actually a $40,000 investment. So it's a huge break. Plus, they cover your flights and your hotels and everything while you're there. So it's literally, we cover your costs just for you to be there. But it's a great example of, hey, try before you buy. Right. And it's a great way. I don't know how many people probably responded to that and how many people are going to go. And of the how many people are going to go, there's going to be a good percentage of those people who are going to say, yes, I want to join Driven. Right. So it's a nice little spawn from Tim's idea to, the whole massage thing that I remembered to what I just got from Perry not that long ago. There is just a great idea for everyone here. If you're starting out, and maybe not even just starting out, maybe this is just how you get sales, giving people a little small experience of a trial to get involved. You've got to figure that out for your own industry and what that means and what that looks like. Because if you're coaching, if it's done for you, if it's this, that, and the other, obviously that has to be measured on a certain way. But that's a great opportunity to just blow past any sales resistance and say, hey, give us a go. And after, if you like it, pay us. If you don't, no harm nor foul. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't really cost them anything. So there could be an experience there.